All right, welcome into another episode of the News4JAGs podcast. Jamal St here alongside Justin Barney. Justin, the team will get out onto the big field at the stadium tomorrow for its scrimmage, stadium scrimmage, Friday night. Little Friday night football.
Under the lights, I'm glad. We got a big high school media day in the morning, and then we got Jaguars at night.
I don't want to talk about that
full
right
day.
now. That's a long day.
A full day of football over here at Everbank. So, hey, pretty cool to do it under the lights and not out in this blasting heat. So I know players will enjoy that as well. Interested to see what actually comes about in this scrimmage, if we'll see like a full-on scrimmage as we've seen in years past, or it'll be kind of just be a positional kind of drills and stuff, but hopefully we'll get to see some true 11 on with some good hitting.
Yeah, today was a little bit of a let off the gas.
Yeah.
So a little bit more of a glorified walkthrough kind of day. A solid day, but a glorified walkthrough kind of day.
Yeah, and I thought there were some really good actually plays downfield. Plays Trevor dialing it up. Big one to Parker Washington.
Ding dong.
Very, very good on the long ball today. So De'Ami Brown as well got behind his defender.
Yeah.
Caught one. You actually got a chance to see that speed. So we saw that long ball dialed up a little bit today. And I like Travis Hunter when he broke up two passes back to back right as we were ending. And he fell on the ground, and then he vaulted off the ground. Kind of like it reminds me of something you'd see in Karate Kid, where you're on the ground, he pushes off the ground, and his legs kick up, and it was really cool. I mean, to have that much energy after after being out in the heat, yeah, pretty remarkable.
Yeah, I got a chance to talk to Jarian Jones. I asked him who the toughest cover in the Jaguars wide receiver room is. He said all of them are a little different, so they all bring their own sets of challenges. But he did say about De'Ami Brown that he is really strong. He said that De'Ami is a really strong guy. He said you don't always necessarily realize it just looking at him, but he said when you're trying to cover him,
right? Didn't we hear that earlier from camp?
De'Ami told us he thought he was the big body receiver.
Big body, right? Yeah.
And Jarian Jones just gave it the stamp of approval.
Yeah, and he's fast too. I mean, he had 3 or 4 steps on a defensive back, or cornerback, and a safety on that long pass from Trevor. So he's got some speed. Finally, to me, a chance to see that today in team drills. So pretty cool.
Look, solid day overall. I think this is kind of the first leg of camp. So a lot of work's been done. Now they'll get a chance for that big stadium practice tomorrow, and then it's starting to get ready for the first preseason game, which is right around the corner. So we're kind of starting to hit that, I guess, almost point where you start getting into game prep a little bit.
A little bit,
not a ton.
Yeah, it's 12 practices up until that first preseason game. I think it was today practice 7.
Yes, today was practice 7.
We're hitting the 8th one tomorrow or Friday night, so that'll be interesting. And then we get into Sunday, a new week, and then boom, we're talking Steelers in the preseason right after that.
I still got count. I'm still keeping count, which I am actually proud of myself of. Normally I lose count.
Yeah.
The off days throw you forget what day it is. But today is Thursday. And it is practice number 7.
That's right.
All right. Travis Hunter was on defense today. I think he had 1 rep against Trevor Lawrence, and that one didn't end so well. It was a deep shot to Parker Washington down the sideline.
Right.
Parker kind of left Travis Hunter in the dust on that one. Then they pulled Travis, and they pulled Trevor. So maybe not the great day, but he did finish strong.
Yeah,
got his hands on 2 Seth Hennigan passes to kind of wrap up the day. But another defensive day in the books for Travis.
Yeah, and I look at that as Travis not making that play, as Parker and Trevor both making that play. So again, he's a rookie. Parker is a veteran in terms of NFL experience. So you like to see that. I want to see Trevor throw that long ball with consistency. So that play that Travis Hunter gave up does not bother me. He did have those 2 pass breakups at the end of camp. So something positive to go in the building on. All
right, walkthrough kind of day. So let's keep this thing brief. Instead of doing a daily standout, since it was a general walkthrough, we're 7 practices in, so that's a full week-ish of practice. Let's do a offensive or defensive standout throughout the whole first 7 practices. If you had to pick one guy, who you got?
I'm going to go defensive first for me. I'm going to go with a kind of a package duo. Jordan Lewis and Tyson Campbell, I think, for both of what those guys bring. Jordan Lewis has been, to me, I thought they overpaid for him significantly in free agency, but so far in camp, I've been extremely impressed with him.
Wow, look at that. Justin admitted he was wrong.
He's been coaching the guys up, and we'll see when he gets on the field, by the way. Giving that much money to a 30-year-old cornerback, still a little bit, I don't know. But I've been very impressed with Jordan Lewis and Tyson Campbell. Tyson looks good. He looks refreshed. I like one of the drills they were doing before practice today. They were putting a towel in Tyson's peripheral vision, and then Anthony Campanile was throwing a pass, and they were yanking the towel off right at the last second. Tyson was having to come over and catch the pass, and he did not drop one of those. So just Tyson looks good to me, and I'm going to say Tank Bigsby for my offensive guy. He is running strong. He's hit those holes hard. I still think it's going to be a split committee, but Tank Bigsby has run extremely well, and I think the rookies have too, Quinn Allen, Bashal too.
One thing about Jordan Lewis, and then I'll give you my guys. We talked to Jarian Jones today. I mentioned this earlier. Jarian spent maybe the first minute or two of our interview gushing about how valuable Jordan Lewis has been to him. Spending time with him, helping him get ready for this defense in the zone, and saying just spending hours going through other guys around the league. And it's the leadership that Jordan Lewis brings. And I told you that when they signed him, and he thought I was crazy.
It's paying off. I still think they pay too much, but that's hey, that's
just free agency, Justin.
You're competing against yourself, and he was coming off 1 year deal. I still think they pay too much, but he has looked good throughout camp.
All right, my standout for the first 7 practices. Give me Parker Washington. I picked him as my single-day standout a couple of times along the way, and Parker, I feel like, has really stacked some good days. I think he's going to be in line for something here and kind of really starting to separate himself from the pack. I think Parker's made plays pretty consistently even today. I mentioned him earlier, that deep throw completed to Travis Hunter with Travis Hunter in coverage, and deep shot from Trevor down the sideline to Parker. I think Parker has done some really good things to ingratiate himself to this coaching staff and kind of lock himself in and secure his position in that wide receiver room. So give me Parker Washington. If I had to pick a second place guy on offense, it'd be Joshua Cephas right behind him. I think that's kind of where I'm at. If I'm going defensive, man, I don't know where I'd go. I think I'd go either Jarian Jones or Darnell Savage on defense. I think Jarian has really taken advantage and locked down that starting spot. Had some really good days. He had a couple of PBUs today. I was asking him, I thought there was an interception that the defense got that I couldn't see. He said, no, it was a PBU. He said he got his hands on a pass to break it up, which is what we've seen a lot of. That still counts. That's an incomplete. We'll take that. And Darnell Savage, I think, should have had a couple interceptions. Like so far through camp, Trevor's thrown 1 pick. It was to Chad Moom. It was tipped at the line, so whatever. But he had a couple of almost ones to Darnell Savage. 1 in 7 on 7 and 1 in 11 on 11. And Savage just goes up, makes the play, drops the ball. But that still counts, incomplete, and you say, all right, well, maybe in the game he makes the play, but I mean, these were impressive plays from Darnell Savage, a guy who's on the roster bubble, trying to earn a spot, trying to lock himself in, maybe as a starter, competing for it at least. So I'd give Darnell Savage a nod there on defense too. So, all right, that'll wrap it up for us for this News4JAGs podcast. If you want more Jaguars training camp coverage, all you got to do, head over to News4JAGs.com, click on that handy dandy sports page. You can also track it down if you follow us over on Instagram. Just look for Sports for Jags. Really easy to keep up with all the Jaguars content there. See you next time.